great time of gaming. Not just because of all the amazing graphics or sequels to huge games we're all fans of, but because game developers have the tools and funding to make games that they want that in turn people enjoy playing. Hey Shackers, Greg here, and today I'm going over the top 10 indie games you need to play. Now, the rules. I'm focusing on indie titles, obviously, which means games that have smaller teams, started on Kickstarter, and for all intents and purposes are considered indie for the times. Sure, some games may have bigger teams than others, but they're nowhere close to the amount of people who worked on, say, Fallout 4 for example. But even though this is a top 10 list, try not to think as this game is better than this one, since games on this list will be night and day from each other. It's like saying which is better, Dragon's Age Inquisition or Madden 16. They're two completely different games. Now let's take a look at the games that many backers, gamers, and Gabe Newhall helped make a reality. These are the top 10 indie games you need to play.
New game! Stop!
Much like Portal, this puzzle platform game boggles the mind, using clones of yourself to get to hard-to-reach places and navigate around the surrounding area. The platform aspect is spot on, and the puzzles are difficult and fun to solve. It's quite a relaxing game that challenges you to think and use the gameplay's unique mechanics in full force to help Philo and his band of misfit clones as they attempt to save the world against an ancient evil force. Remember when EA dropped the ball on SimCity? Well, Colossal Order was here to pick up the pieces. The game quickly became the go-to city simulator game on Steam, had nice graphics, a good interface, and was everything that SimCity wasn't, which is a good thing. Even if you're not into simulator games, you might find yourself enjoying managing, building, and taxing your city until it gets too big to fail. The game also recently released a nighttime expansion. These guys built a city simulator with the care and work that only EA could dream of.
And to all those affected, I want to say, we are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Dungeon crawling and techno music mixed to create a one-of-a-kind game. The Crypt of the Necrodancer is one unique experience. Controlling your dungeon dweller to the beats of the music and learning how to take advantage of the timing of your jumps to the beat was a thing we'd only seen in games like DDR. Which is funny because people can actually play this game with a dance pad. Not to mention you can put your own music in it as well. In a world of oversaturated roguelike games, this one stuck out from the crowd.
Everyone knows her father's a lunatic. He was in here tonight, raving.
Whoa! Slow down, Maurice.
The MOBA genre is perhaps the hardest type of game to break into. It can be a huge success like Heroes of the Storm, or completely flop like Infinite Crisis. The developers over at Carbon Games took this overdone game type and added mechs in this fast-paced MOBA-esque game. The goal in Air Mech is to destroy your enemies' bases and capture them, while flying around the battlefield via air or transforming into a robot to attack forces below. Managing when to defend, when to push, and what units to push with, because in this game you can move and choose what minions push a lane, is a MOBA experience like no other. It's fantastic, fast-paced fun, and there's no other MOBA like it. In a vast ocean of survival games like Ark, Stranded Deep, and others, Don't Starve gets its mark for being such a great entry point into the genre of crafting, surviving, and permadeath. The game also has a great art style, helping it stand out among the crowd. Don't Starve is a great place to begin your journey in ultimate survival type games, and playing with friends in the game's online mode, Don't Starve with Friends, is a blast. Work together, grow food, and survive the night, and most importantly, don't starve. Gone are the days of 4-player beat-em-ups. This genre of games slowly died out over the years, but leave it to game studio The Behemoth to try to bring it back with its awesome art style and over-the-top humor, to net it as a must-play. Much like the good arcade days of old like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and X-Men, in Castle Crashers you smash, slice, and bash your way through an assortment of humorous levels, fighting creatures and bosses 4 times your size. Castle Crashers takes beautiful 2D sprites and makes them come to life in a violent, gory, and cute fashion. If you love micromanaging things, you'll love Subset Games' FTL, Faster Than Light. Controlling a ship via top-down view, a player must manage things like weapons, speed, environmental controls, and more. The space sim is wildly fun and difficult, from ship battles to recruiting new crew members to upgrading your ship's engines, armor, and weapons. When things are going smoothly, you'll hardly need to worry about oxygen levels, crew placement, shield levels. However, things rarely run smoothly in the chaos of space. A small fire in your medbay or a crack in your hull will have you making tough choices. It's the strategy in these choices where FTL really shines. It shows us it's not as easy to run a starship as Jean-Luc Picard lends us to believe. Probably one of the most underrated games currently out, Rocket League has a simple premise. It's soccer with rocket-powered cars meets a demolition derby. Easy to pick up and difficult to master is a great design in any game, and it holds true in Rocket League as well. Not only is the game extremely fun to play, but it's also a blast to watch on Twitch. And Shacknews has its own Rocket League. If anyone's interested, I'll just leave this right here.
You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows.
Turn-based RPGs are awesome. Combine that with the dark Lovecraftian theme with permadeath, heart attacks, undead, fish people, pig bosses, and more. It's a grand fantasy adventure. Darkest Dungeon challenges you to recruit a team of adventurers and brave, well, the darkest of dungeons. Don't grow attached to your adventurers, because they can die at any time. Oh, and they will die. All the time. Like, a lot. With its cool turn-based order mechanics, multiple classes, and a set of unique stress mechanics that can have terrible consequences, Darkest Dungeon is one of the best and unique games out there today. Combining the best of Mega Man and DuckTales on the NES, Shovel Knight is a homage to all Nintendo classic side-scrolling games. The game pays its respect and borrows from multiple critically acclaimed games, all at the same time doing its own unique thing simultaneously. From the great platforming controls to the interesting characters and iconic boss fights, its only rival may be its music. Shovel Knight's soundtrack is some of the best music I've heard in years. Not since Mega Man 2 have I had a soundtrack that would stay with me for the next 15 years of my life. Yacht Club Games did an outstanding job, and everyone should experience Shovel Knight's grand adventure to save Shield Knight from the evil Enchantress. The whole team poured their heart and souls into this game, and it shows. Don't wait. Pick up a shovel and shovel forth in this instant classic indie game. What indie games do you think everyone should play? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on shacknews.com.